I actually completely forgot what movie that is from. I watched it like once years ago. Didn't even know what the title was. If anyone can let me know, please tell me in the comments. But anyways, welcome or welcome back. I'm Jacob,
I'm BB.
and together we are the Butter
The Butter
Bunch.
Bunch. Yeehaw.
Apparently, this is the Texan edition, I suppose.
Yeah, I heard myself have the southern accent for a bit whenever I introduced myself, and I was like, why not?
I'm in the
I
Butter
do
Bunch.
just.
No, I'm in the Butter Bunch. No, I'm in the Butter Bunch.
God dang it. Uh, I wasn't expecting a SpongeBob reference this early on. Um, it's a classic one though. It is.
Mhm.
I do want to give a preface, by the way, everyone. In case you guys haven't seen any of my recent streams, especially yesterday's Control stream, where you guys would have gotten a good taste of it. My internet's been awful for the last little bit, just crashing significantly more as the days go on. It got to the point where it started crashing like twice an hour yesterday. That happened twice yesterday. So we should have some people coming in today. They said they'd be here around 1 to 5. Well, it's 4:09, and I gotta tell you, they haven't shown up yet. So fully expect me to crash and not come back at some point. I will hopefully be able to stay here the whole time, but I do just want to give that preface. If I randomly disappear, it's because the internet people cut out our internet while trying to fix it.
All right, fair enough. Speaking of things that crash and burn, my throat's today. Yeah. Uh, I've been having a lot of honey and lemon recently, which is what I usually do to like soothe my throat. Because a lot of this month has been like back-to-back voice acting stuff. It's clearly I'm enduring some of the effects of that. But yet today was the day that I did some treat pop lines and some final break auditions and such. Although I must say having a sore throat actually kind of helped with one of them because I was doing the whole like, oh, this is my voice thing for that. So there you go. But basically, just the warning there. If I end up not saying too much in this video because I'm more or less reaching my limit, and also if you happen to be subscribed to my main channel, then if I start if I show up to next review holding up placards or something, you now know the reason why. Speaking of people being subscribed to things, however, there's the middle ladder of this, by the way, of only a small percentage of people watching the videos actually being subscribed. So you know, I say no more about that matter. But yeah, now we're back to Little White Lie episode 4. And the Little White Lie really has started to come into play in a quite significant way. I did not mean to rhyme that, but I did, and I will roll with it. So now we're starting to see the escalation of how far the lie is going to go. Beforehand, it was just a little thing it was just a little white lie for the Battle of the Band, and they had to sign a legal document. Now there's a chance of them getting recorded by an artist or something, and now more people are going to get Tanya's getting suspicious, and Darren Chris's character, his name I've forgotten. Was it Troy something? I think it was. Well, I think of High School Musical too much because, of course,
Duder?
Saffron and whatever. But no, Duda is the brother. He's the deuteragonist. He's the deuteragonist.
I
I just
love
realized
that.
that.
I appreciate that.
Oh,
I feel
oh
like it's
man.
too early for them to be making jokes that clever, but
I mean, you never know.
great
Maybe
coincidence either way.
definitely. Okay. Well, you know what? We'll find out in a second. Let's just quickly go for the chats. Wake Me Up When Neighbors Must Die review. I want to sing Wake Me Up When September Ends by Green Day, but I'm going to resist because throats. And Abby says hi, so hello to Abby. I feel like I haven't seen, for some reason, have we seen your name recently? I don't know why. But yeah. You said the word oil. Glad I chose to watch. I feel like I missed something in that lineup there. Anyway, well, I never was going to do lines. Okay, that was in reference to before the final break stuff, because yeah. Actually, the thing I was going to record today was actually some lines that I promised Bond some time ago for something else. But we've changed the order. Anyway, your 700 sub. It's not necessarily aimed at just you. We are trying to get to 1,000, so it's aimed at a potential unnamed 300 other people, or 298 right now. Yeah. Anyway, oh yes, I was I was going to tell this story as well, because um, Bon, as the person who likes to comment on my impromptu songs a lot of the time, mentioned something to me in Discord, and I feel like I should probably read this out verbatim just because it is it is quite the tale. Let's see if I can actually find it. Okay, here we go. So the message I got yesterday was, my friend just burnt some bread after putting it in the oven, and our smoke detector set off. Out of raw instincts, I immediately sung, I set fire to the grain. I couldn't believe what came out of me. I think your Quitwick songs are rubbing off on me. I love that. It's like, so good. So good.
I I also have a message that I saw recently that I thought was really funny.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna read this again verbatim. I saw a trans person the day at the restaurant, and they were complaining about how hard it is to get scheduled HRT. Now, what I can't believe is that they didn't draw. I can't believe they're sitting here just eating an apple though, while they were complaining.
I don't follow. What?
An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Okay, I see. All right then. Okay, that was more wholesome than I thought you were going with, especially
No.
considering your setting. Okay, I missed my
In my
message came
setting,
over,
I love
and
the
we
idea
what?
of Texas as like a grim, dark as like an apocalypse setting in a TTRPG.
Well, I mean, I feel like if we ever made like a Western themed one, that would probably be one of the option, the default, I would imagine.
That's true, sure. I just really like the image of Texas in your head. It's not inaccurate. I just think it's funny.
Fair enough. It's like glad I got out of there when I was 2. Okay. I'm all right, we watched the FNAF movie instead. Fair enough. That is, I
Great
remember
movie.
when the FNAF movie came out. I remember that a lot of people wanted to watch like the premiere of it, so they weren't here to watch one of our streams. I forget which one precisely, but that was
I
something that happened.
I watched it maybe 3 times. I watched it once on, like, opening week, maybe opening no, it was opening week, it was, like, a day or 2 after. And it was with Shorty, we watched it through other means in order to watch it together. Um,
Uh-huh.
and then I saw it again just because I really liked it. It's not as scary as I wish, but it does feel like a love letter to the fans. Um, and the third time was seeing it with a friend of mine who I wanted to see with it significantly sooner, but our schedules just kept on not working out. But then we saw it,
Mhm.
and as I mentioned before, our theaters are nearly empty, so we went at the dead of night. My mom did not like it, but it's okay. We didn't tell her. Um, she found out after like the day of, because she was about to go on a vacation, and I decided I'm doing it whether she wants it or not. So I went out at the dead of night, came back home. We had a great night that night. Great. Fantastic.
Mm. You know, FNAF actually made my I see. I've realized recently that it changed my perception on something that I've that on one of my philosophies that I've held true for some time. Because when I hear about like the castings of certain actors in franchises that they are not familiar with, like for example, how the other famous like thing where in the Chamber of Secrets that where Lucius Malfoy starts to say Avada Kedavra, but doesn't manage to do so. The reason for that is not because they thought, oh yeah, let's have him threaten to murder a 12-year-old. No, it's actually because Jason Isaacs was only supposed to lift up his wand as if he's about to do something, but to be more realistic, he wanted to cast a spell. Problem is, he didn't know any spells, so he asked a random person, can you tell me the name of a spell? They said Avada Kedavra, not telling him what it actually does. And so that's what he started to say. And the longest time I'm thinking, like, well, I mean, come on. It's like in your downtime, you can't like crack open one of the books or something. But then I realized actually that here I am having consumed nothing in the FNAF franchise apart from Pop Goes
Sure.
Arcade, and yet I like I'm 2 characters in Secrets of the Plex, and it's like, wait a minute, I kind of get this now. I
Yeah.
understand.
Which I will give credit actually. The people in the FNAF film, the actors actually did go through and do a bit of research into the franchise, which isn't always common in that sort of space. So I think that's cool. My first Butterbun. I'm looking at the comments by the way. My first Butterbun stream I ever watched live. I think BB asked if my name was a reference to the movie. Yeah, because Abby is Mike's little sister in the movie. And now I've
I'll say,
seen the
like,
movie.
is your name a real name that people have a reference to a character?
But also no. I asked if it was a reference to Hatchetfield, because of the little girl from Black Friday.
That was okay. That was Hannah, but sure, fair enough then. Okay, right. So on the topic of Starkid stuff.
Oh no,
let's
that's right.
start
It was
watching.
because your profile picture was different. Sorry, I'm mixing up things. Yes, it was reference to FNAF. It's because the profile picture looked a lot like the actor for Abby.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, if Angela Giratana got cast in the FNAF movie, I might have considered watching it. But there you go.
I forget that Abby here did not always have a buff woman as their pick.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it was the same woman before. Like, it was just another picture of Angela, but they've just, just changed it now.
Mm.
Anyway. Okay. Right, let's,
Sorry, Bon, I don't know a lot of actor names. I know the characters, but I don't really keep up.
No,
with
that is
often.
the character name, Hannah from Black Friday.
Oh.
That was. I actually don't know the actor name. Someone mentioned it last episode, and I've forgotten it now.
Man, hey, at least that's evidence. I couldn't have told you the difference there.
Okay. In Angela.
God dang, who's Angela? Who's Abby? Who's Hannah?
Angela. Okay, yeah,
anybody.
Angela Giratana is the actress, not the one who plays Hannah. She plays Lex, who is Hannah's sister. Anyway,
this is more convoluted than the Game of Thrones family tree.
Yeah, I remember that one time that you found like a video of Damien Haas doing a maid dance or something that I seen like other Damien Haas clips and you didn't recognize him. Anyway, okay, Kendall Nicole, thank you. There we go. Or Kendall Nicole Yakshi, apparently.
I need chat to stop saying names.
This is what happens in the Starkid franchise. Everyone has like a full profile on all of the actors and characters.
I don't know any of these people.
Yeah, well, all right. Let's proceed. Let's proceed with people who are less recognizable to the Starkid fan base. Some of them, anyway. All right. Without further ado, on with the review. Just like wafting cereal around with no milk inside. What are you stirring then? If that's the case, there's nothing to stir. Just poking cereal.
Well, okay, hold on. I do know that some people will do like the milk halfway in the bowl. They won't do it all the way. I prefer it all the way. Whenever I do.
So you think that I just the milk was like cut off frame because it wasn't. We didn't see the full. But okay, fair enough.
It's all a lie. Everybody thinks we wrote Kevin's song.
Yes, that is indeed the plot of the series. Thank you for summarizing that for us, Duda.
Duder is the name of someone who would give bad exposition, though, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know.
It just gives you that vibe, right?
I've yet to see, the opening of Romeo and Juliet delivered by Duda.
Yeah. No, but I also don't have cereal very often. I wish I had cereal more. I like the taste, but something about it chafes the top of my mouth, and I really don't know why. I went on a rant about this before, so I'm not going to repeat everything, but that's essentially it. I don't know if it's the cereal. I don't know if it's the milk. I don't know if it's a mix of the two. I don't know the root cause. I'm so confused. It tastes good, but it hurts me.
Like a vampire eating garlic.
Spur of the moment kind of thing,
I know, but are we gonna keep doing it? Are we gonna keep playing his music and saying it's ours?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it yet.
Because listen, I mean, I thought it was really cool to have people cheer for us, you know?
They should have said that Kevin was like an official member of the band. No one was there to say it to prove that he didn't get past the audition.
And it was really great when Nigel Waters talked to me. That was fun, but
Oh, man, what awful acting
I
there,
just
huh?
got this sinking feeling, you know?
I mean, also the dialogue.
was
I wasn't sure like it
fun.
was. Yeah, I wouldn't have described that a conversation with someone as fun necessarily, but you know, okay, fine.
You know? That all of this couldn't be more wrong.
Also, that is some fancy milk, by the way, in
So
their
you think we
like
should go back?
cups.
What,
glasses.
What makes milk fancy versus not fancy?
Putting it in
Visually
like a
speaking.
putting in like a nice glass cup, I think.
Oh, so the
is a
milk
bit
itself is
much.
not the fancy part; it's the way it's presented. Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
I just think
Reese's
it's a
Pieces.
very fancy way of presenting it.
Right. Where's John Mattison?
Which, by the way, you have cereal. Why are you drinking milk on the side?
I think you said that some people like to add it halfway. Maybe they're going to add the milk afterwards.
God.
No.
So what? They already took a bite though. What was it, to take a taste test, make sure it's not poison or something, and then put in the milk? I mean,
It's from an exotic cow. Moo.
that's the next evolution of that joke in a FNAF game. They ignore the exotic butter. Now it's just a whole cow.
Well, I mean, to get exotic butters, you need exotic milk. So I guess you need an exotic cow in order to provide that for you. I don't know.
I'm ready
Yeah.
for the FNAF farming game where they milk that for all it's worth.
Yeah, because exotic farms. Kane, get on this. We need exotic farms, please.
Maybe we should just stop playing music for a while, you know? I don't know. Just wait till everybody forgets.
Or, you know, you played one song that was done by Kevin, so you can just, you know, use some of the other music that you have. It's not be as good, but, you know, people might think you're one-hit wonders, but it's probably better.
Duda was right. I just didn't want to admit it. We biked to school in silence that day. Each of us had made up their minds. In the afternoon,
Like how focused Duda is when he was like riding a bike. It's like,
we would take back Kevin's music. Little White Lie.
He looks like me when I'm hard in contemplation. A face full of rage. You can't tell what's going on in that little noggin.
yeah, fair enough. You have resting rage face.
Yeah, whenever I'm hard at thought, I look like I'm about to commit a murder. And sometimes I am, but
that's fair. Sometimes when there's particularly when I was making Siren Story, and I would have to constantly be like coming up with stuff on the fly sometimes, or trying to think of like the next like big song idea for the musical, because it was being directed as it was being developed. Sometimes I found myself like, as you know, people will look up to the sky sometimes do that. Will do that in my head when so just like my eyes are rolling into the back of my head. It's like something like that when I have an idea.
yeah.
Anyway.
It is one of those things where whenever I had my camera on more often, which, you know, I might do that whenever I get my new monitor. I don't know. We'll see. But that was a thing that Shorty always liked seeing, just because I'm very expressionate in my reactions to things. And then whenever I'm just whenever there's just no sarcasm, no smirk or anything, and I'm not like actively talking, I just look like Batman.
Fair enough.
Would be no more.
I do wonder how they got those shots of them of as they were riding the bike next to each other. I guess maybe they could have taken turns like with a camera on their shoulders, or they could have got someone else to ride a bike with them, or try to like film them in reverse, like behind them or something like that. That would have been that's a behind the scenes video I would love to see.
Bon, I really want my new. Okay, look, because this monitor only goes up to 1080p. I need 4K. I want to experience Alan Wake 2 in the best I can. Also,
okay, but hold on a second.
Geysers are sick.
Okay, wait a second. So But the monitor and your webcam would be two different things. Because if a monitor goes up to a different quality, that doesn't necessarily mean that the camera that you might use, like your webcam, can't. Because if
Yeah.
what you want is like for to capture you in order to transmit that image, your monitor displaying image to you is a completely different process. So you don't need a new monitor to get a better webcam or to use one
No.
for that matter.
I never said I did.
Well, you implied it by saying when I get my new monitor, then I will consider that, implying that you need the new monitor in order to use to get like the high quality for yourself in the physical world.
No, it's
Transmitting
just
into
the fuck. Hey, did you guys see something behind Jacob's window?
yeah, probably somebody went past. It's a neighborhood.
We arrived at
Okay.
school, and we were sure of what we were going to
I
do.
swear I saw something
It
peeking.
seemed as
Whatever.
though nothing could change
No,
our minds.
the new monitor is just thinner.
Mhm.
My current one's a bit fat, so I always have to kind of work to get the webcam to sit on the top.
Nothing.
Right, there we go.
Except maybe one thing.
Hey, is that little?
In fact, hold on. Oh, okay, was that Tanya in the center of the previous shot? I think she might have been. You know, literally being the center of attention.
Oh, bro, it's Sammy Dura. Let's go say hi.
Nope, never mind. It's not Tanya. I take back what I just said.
Oh, that's the one.
Alright, Bon? Alright.
Yes, okay, look, you saw that. We all saw it. I'm not denying that there was movement behind me.
Oh, hey, there they are again.
We were popular now.
Did you hear that Sammy's my new best friend? And Sammy just like, yep, okay, I fully accept this.
We've been playing all of our lives.
This is the story of how me, Sammy Reese, and my brother became rock stars, with very little talent and a whole lot of lies.
We've got nothing but
Is it like
know,
a
I haven't-
concert or something in town?
There could be. We just got done with Battle of the Bands, so I assume at some point there's going to be another concert or musical gig they're gonna get roped
No,
into.
I mean your town.
Oh yeah, Little White Lie. They came back for a reunion. They're playing some new songs now. Kevin's
Oh,
woken up from
cool.
his coma.
That
Yeah.
explains it, because I just saw them
Yeah.
walk past a third time, and I got it, part of it is it activates my fight or flight because outside of my window is my yard, which no one should be in there. But also, I have never seen anyone pass by your window on camera.
Okay, like yeah, that is the front yard. So there's like a driveway that's
No,
there.
but I'm seeing people with like a hooded people walking like back
Okay,
and
the
forth.
driveway has a pavement. What I was saying was that is the area that people would be emerging from. So it's not like a backyard or anything.
Yeah, but no one ever. I've never seen anyone walk past your window. Is it like an event?
Well, no, it's not an event.
Why is your front yard so active?
I don't know. The neighbors might be up to something. I don't know.
They're your neighbors in their nightly activities.
It's like Gen 1 of Starkid and Guided Musicals Black Friday Gen 2 of Starkid. Well, this is pre-Starkid, technically, because it was filmed before they had that name officially. But I guess a lot of them did become like Gen 1 people. I would say that actually the Hatchetfield bunch are probably more Gen 3-ish somewhat. Because there's like, again, I've mentioned before, there's like a middle ground of Starkid where, you know, there's like the early days from up until like, you know, the 2010-ish time, 2009, 2010 time. And then afterwards, as like the Very Potter series concludes, basically, I feel like there's like a jump in like the way that they do certain things. And there's like other musicals that are in between those things, not really to Hatchetfield. So I feel like there's like another generation that's in there, kind of like wedged in. I guess they kind of has like a phase 2 of Starkid with the Gen 1 cast. I don't know. Not really going up to date on my Marvel terminology there. Anyway, so they have different gen. They have college years, Chicago years. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's a good way to look at it, actually. Not that I have a frame reference for exactly where they filmed and recorded everything, but never mind.
before we know what's happening. We might be the next big thing, and I wish we could escape it, but let's face it, now we're caught in the fire.
Hey, dude. Hey. Hi.
Duder had a little bit of trouble adjusting to all the
It
attention.
was Dylan Saunders.
Hey, Duder!
Well, hi. Hi. Hey.
God, again, the idea of like they must have planned that between them. Like in universe, they must have been like, okay, see who's coming right there. All right, okay, we all rehearse this, right? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hey, dude, because otherwise, it's like the thing you only ever see with like twins speaking in unison in media or like other, again, early 2000s cliches. You just saw Nightmare Time narrator. He's meant to be in a coma right now, so yeah, if we saw him last episode, like in like the middle of the audience somewhere, where it's like, hold on, what are you doing in this scene? And there's some people trying to be British in this show.
Hey, how are you? Howdy, dude. Let's go, cowboy!
Cowboy? What?
Yeah, that is.
How are you guys?
That is uncomfortably. That is very uncomfortable. I remember that. That's a high school boy, all right.
Okay.
That's yep. The only thing it's
Also-
missing is to swing for your ass, and then maybe have people catcall you in other places.
Yeah, I definitely have experienced a variation of that. Also, I think Bond must have missed an episode. And no, not IRL. In the show, he got hit by a car.
Yeah, it's really a tragedy watching these now, understanding that it might be his last work, because it's like understanding how good he was
really
doing.
got hit by a car, and then they worked it into the script.
No, it's just you see all of his work, up to like Nightmare Time, and it's like he was doing so well, and lately he's just been doing really poorly in the hospital, and he might. I think we should just not make sure not to take it for granted. You never know. Check in on your loved ones, guys.
They bring him out for like every like final performance or something, and otherwise he just like he's just like skyping his rehearsals over like from the hospital. Anyway, you ever seen the episode you've only watched when it's Hatchetfield universe? Well, Hatchetfield was like 9 years after this, so
Yeah, you're a little far off in the time stream there.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Wait,
I know we see him on stage. Oh no!
Dude.
Listen,
come here.
disembodied voice.
Yo, dude.
Duda, this is your conscience.
Come in here, man.
I was expecting a cricket, not some buff man in a toilet.
Mm-hmm. Come into the toilet with me, Duda. I promise it's not weird.
I think I'm gonna leave you alone. Is that all right?
Oh, Cinder's got some. Oh, it opens today. Nice.
I'm not pooping.
Oh. I should have guessed.
Okay.
But I am peeing.
What are people gonna say?
Hey Jim, how
What are people gonna say when they're both in there, and someone actually has to use the restroom? They just see 4 feet.
Well, if they're listening to the conversation, I don't know. But someone pointed this out in the comments, by the way, that Starkid, early Starkid, once again has kept up the tradition of sometimes just not changing the actors' names, because here we have Jim Povolo playing the character of Jim. Fantastic casting, 10 out of 10. Also, I'm not sure, but again, once again, going into the realm of possibly clever jokes. Bear in mind they've got Jim posing like some sort of like regent here, so some monarchical figure. And bear in mind that sometimes people will call the toilet the porcelain throne, so that might have been why they chose this setting.
Welcome.
Oh, okay, never mind. Just because you don't hear the conversation.
Hey,
Where have you
Oh no, I just skipped.
Everyone knows it's bad. everyone knows it's bad storytelling to not cut out during an important conversation.
It's just further proof that all Jim Povolo scenes are too short.
Hey.
Where have you been?
Oh my gosh, you will never believe this. Okay. So I was just in the bath.
Whoa, Turner, I don't want to know.
No, Jim Povolo was in
No,
the toilet.
Turner, I really don't want.
Of course, they just called that Jim Povolo. Like, that's no. So okay then.
I like the idea of, because usually people don't say the last name, so I like the idea of you have that entire scene and its plot twist. He's not even a student here. He's just some celebrity that he happened to find in the toilet.
I mean, you know what? Sure. If it hadn't been for the fact that we've seen Jim in like previous shots, we could have said that, you know, that was a celebrity. Anyway,
It's like going to the restroom and then going, "Oh my god, you'll never believe what happened in the restroom." I was washing my hands, and then Lady Gaga was there, and
okay. Anyway, yeah. So I need to watch a 400 reference for what? For sitting on a toilet? Like, I don't know. Dude, you're awfully flushed there, buddy. I can see what you did there. What were we doing in the stalls? What did you do in the stall, Duda? Anyway.
I want to know.
He wants to play drums in our band.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you tell him?
I told him Little White Lie is over. We're taking a break from music for a while. He seemed a little disappointed.
I mean,
Sammy and
yeah.
Reese. Just the two I was looking for.
Oh god, the face that he's pulling there. If they had like messed around with the lighting here in some way, that would have been the creepiest visual since Nightmare Time, or I guess before. Oh, for instance, fight scenes, you're multitasking. Okay, fair enough then.
What you want, Zach?
Come with me. I think
Also, hold on, I think we've heard this song before, actually. Also, Magic Spells? Sounds like Darren Chris was getting ready for something.
I have something you'll be very excited to see.
Jim Povolo's canon to the way Eliza is based on her own high school experience. Is that why they have a band called Jim and the Povolos that sometimes they perform as? Because Jim Povolo was actually in a band in high school. All right, fair enough. More power to her, I guess. Burying hatchets in the ground seems like the whole of Stark is preparing for something.
What's going on?
Take a look at this!
I made a logo without consulting you. What? Why is that relatable? Why is that relatable to me? It's like, hey, I made an entire Discord server for this one show you're doing, where the logo and everything. You have a company now. Congratulations. That's actually how Buttercall started, by the way, in case someone didn't know that.
man, Aaron can relate.
Well, I mean, Aaron knew what he was getting. Knew that there was a company that he would potentially be involved in way before. You know, it wasn't like a thing that they just randomly decided to develop in his adulthood. Anyway,
What is that?
It's a Little White Lie tee. See, here's a new band
Oh,
logo.
okay, that's a joke.
Alright, made by yours truly. Now check out the back. Look who it is. It's you guys.
yeah, who potentially
What an
you know,
awkward smile.
Yeah, well, I guess this is probably taken from their actual like yearbook photos, I imagine,
And then down in
just based on the blue background.
a little butt.
By the way, if
That's
that's
me.
her yearbook photo, that's deeply relatable. I want to say it was my, I don't know, the year before senior year. I decided, you know what would be the funniest thing? If I just look as miserable as I possibly can in a yearbook photo.
Fair enough.
And so I did. Ironically enough, I think that might also be the only year that my preferred name was on a yearbook.
Oh, so they put it on the yearbook for 1 year and then they took it off again.
I
For senior.
specifically requested for that year.
Oh, right. They just
The year
forgot.
after,
Right.
the year after, I didn't, just because I had already heard things about who was doing yearbook that year, and I was like, I don't want to bother with that.
Okay.
Certainly the best band I've
It was like the equivalent. It was like the equivalent, like Jim Povolo's Goyle or something that was like preparing the
Yeah.
yearbook was like, "What do you want, nerd?"
had.
Anyway.
Joe! I'm your new publicist. I'm the head of your fan club. Okay, now check this out. Ta-da! Overnight success.
Yeah, where exactly this go? Also, Overnight Success, they were in a battle of the bands inside of a college. What do you mean overnight success?
Look at that stuff. Pins, you've seen the t-shirts, okay? I'm thinking hats, underwear, belt buckles, socks, maybe a shoe line.
Most music executives don't take a risk on like one song being this good unless they've already like encountered some sort of popularity. Which at this stage of the internet existing, and probably is not the case yet. Unless we find out later that someone uploaded their song and it's going viral or something. I don't know.
We can't worry about that now.
God, I should not have done that Goyle impression now. Just made my throat way worse.
What we need to worry about now is the music. So you guys are gonna record.
Again, they have a CD with presumably one live recording on them. Whoever's has bought that CD is getting ripped off.
No. They're getting ripped off now. You give them 20 years, and now they have a crown jewel that they can buy a house with.
I mean, it still has one song in it. I'm not sure if that's going to be equal a crown jewel necessarily.
That's a collector's item, okay?
the time that their first publicist got a little bit flew a little bit too high to the sun. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
To me,
The Icarus
I'll burn
album.
the CDs. Unless you know a better way to do it, because this takes me like 30 to 40 minutes for each one, and so it's very time consuming.
30 to 40, I guess, okay, fine. Early internet speed, whatever, for one song.
I was about to say, yeah, that's definitely
This is
not how
a
long
really
it would
great
take me,
idea,
but it's fine.
Yeah, I feel like by like, was this like 2007? Maybe. Depends on. With university equipment, probably would be a little bit faster.
You're gonna have to get rid of everything. Kind of dissolve the band.
Okay, again, that moment of silence there says a lot, actually. And I really like they remember to include that kind of stuff. It's again, I think I say in Gacha all the time, that sometimes it's when they do actors don't speak, even if it's a voice acted series, that you get like you read the most into things.
Yeah. We're taking a break
Which
from
is
music
funny.
for a while. Taking a break? What? No, you can't. That's a horrible idea.
Mark Wahlberg question there. What? No.
This town needs you. You're the best thing that's come along, and like.
This town needs you. They performed once for a battle of bands inside of a university facility. The
Oh,
town
yeah.
does not know who they are.
Ever,
You know what they
please,
say, with
listen.
great power comes great responsibility.
If anything, the town probably still thinks they're called Reese's Pieces. They haven't told everyone about their change of name.
You're my favorite band of all time.
I wonder if, what would happen if Tanya showed up right now and he tried to, hide everything or burn the evidence or something?
I love you.
Well, I'm sorry, Zach, but you're gonna have to find somebody else.
Well, I've already made $500 selling just these T-shirts.
To who?
All right, do you even want your half?
Half. I mean, it's generous of him to say that would be how the how the split would go. And now, of course, they suddenly realize, wait a minute, we're broke college students. Money, money, money.
Hey, Zach.
Oh, never mind. Okay, I take it back. I guess Tanya's into this for some reason, even though her band is the one that they crushed and they, took the title from. All right.
Vaughn, I did just give my dog attention. You'll be happy to know I also heard him whining. He wanted out of my room.
Got any more of those buttons?
It's on the house, isn't it, for her? Oh, no, never mind. Right, what's that half now? Is
What
it?
is my face doing on your body?
Oh, hi, Sammy. These teas are wicked, don't you think? I mean,
Did she say Stammy? Was that like saying that it's just like a stutter? She's like stuttering Sammy, Stammy? Or was that just like a
I-
there's like a bad take that made it in?
I swear I heard Sammy.
Oh.
everyone.
Wait, hold on. Let me just check if I can do something. Nope, I thought if I press the arrow keys it might actually move more dynamically. Never mind.
Yeah, I let him out, Bon. What are you hearing now? He's out of my room.
Tommy? And it covers up that stupid picture of Zach on the back. Listen, Sammy, I wanted to apologize for
Zach of course was the if this had been made today, Zach would have been called a simp by like every character.
things I said at the concert. Really, you guys were great. Everyone thought so, and I know you probably hate me because of the mean things I've said about you, and you should, but I just wanted to say I'm sorry.
Yeah, something I've realized that up until now, Tanya seems to have been like a character that I can imagine like who would eventually grow up to become Linda Monroe. Like if Linda Monroe were in high school, that would be what she'd be like, to be honest. Right down to the, do you think you're better than everyone else? In so many words, yes. But yeah, maybe assuming that she's telling the truth, because in this scene she really could be trying to like work some sort of angle, trying to take them down from the inside or whatever, or just be on the trend of Little White Lie, or possibly join them at some point. You know, assuming none of that is true, then maybe there's something going on here.
Sorry.
That's a bit more complex.
Oh, and I wanted to invite you two to my party tonight. All the cool bands will be there, so you two ought to stop by.
Can I come? I'm their manager.
Ah, there's the angle. Knew
Oh,
it.
you're not invited. Okay, so think about it. Bye, Sammy Sam.
Sammy Sam. See, Dude would have been would have been much more natural than that, but okay.
So are you guys gonna keep making music?
Since when has Duda been interested in going to Tanya's parties?
Gonna keep making music?
Well, I mean, the $250 was tempting, but the real seal of the deal was Tanya's party, am I right? That's where the real money is, metaphorically speaking. We do want the actual money though, please. Also, they're just playing the same song over and over again here. I will say that as far as the OST in this episode, not been as good as other ones, mainly because it's just the same song on loop over and over again.
We'll see what we have lying around. Give me that.
Yes! Little boy, let me live! I did it! I kept them together.
Someone said that Brian was channeling his inner Lupin in that scene, and yeah, I kind of get that. What we really need is him dancing and making fart noises. That will really seal the deal. Jim Povolo as Jim Povolo. Oh, look, because they have like other songs in the credits. I'm not sure. I think that might have been just like a template for like everything, or if they update that every time they do an episode.
It's crazy how they have Matt Lang here, but they never bother to get Scott.
Scott?
Yeah.
But am I blanking right now? Which Team Starkid member was named Scott?
Well, none. That's what I think is crazy. They got Matt Lang, but not Scott.
What? There is no. It's Matt and Nick Lang. There's no. Oh wait, hold on. Hold on. Scott Lang is a Marvel character, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Okay,
took
fine.
way too long to get that Ant-Man joke.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I don't think they have Matt Lang. They've had Nick Lang as Kevin, so that was already a slight, distance there.
See, Abby got it. Abby thought my stupid little Ant-Man joke was funny.
All right, sorry, I've read more of Ant-Man as Henry Pym personally, but anyway, I actually technically have because I have part of like a like a Hulk collection that he was featured in. That's basically that was
Sure,
basically
yeah.
that was basically my Ant-Man knowledge for years until watching Ant-Man and the Wasp in like was it 2018? So
That sounds about
big,
right.
yeah, big jump there.
A
So
little bit.
yeah, Scott Lang is not really in my
Yeah.
in my periphery for that reason. Anyway, so that was episode 4. Probably a bit of a slower episode this time. That's not just because of like the lack of anything to do with any musical renditions this time. Yeah, just like in the actual soundtrack, there was not too much going on. As far as like extending the lie goes, what we get is okay, there was, you know, the band seemed to be getting more popular, or whatever. Then there's like a scene where uh there's a scene with Zach, of course. It was like, okay, selling the merch. It's a surprise that Tanya is into this. There's again working some sort of angle for her own benefit. We'll find out. It could be a case of it could be like a Carrie situation potentially, where it's like, oh yeah, we're going to invite you, but we're, you know, it's going to be some sort of prank involved, you know.
I was thinking of a whole other part of Carrie.
I mean, fair enough. I feel like there are two famous scenes of Carrie. The first one and the last one. I was referring to the last one.
Sure, yeah, I was probably thinking of the first one.
Yeah, it's like, well, he's like, come on, show up to my party if you've got the guts. Oh wait, I forgot, we've got the guts. Anyway, there's that Starkid wordplay that
There we go.
Yeah.
Also, Bond, humor doesn't have to be mature, it just has to be respectful.
I thought you were gonna say it just had to be funny, but yes, respectful too.
Well, I should hope it's funny.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, what was I saying before? Oh yeah, so yeah, basically what is that? That's like a little bit of a synopsis, but I guess because it's not split into the parts this time, it is just that one section, there's that one video for episode 4. It feels like I guess they were trying to write it so they would be oh wait, no, they wouldn't be writing it to publish it on YouTube, because if they did that like years later, they wouldn't have had a need. So I guess they just decided, okay, yeah, I guess we'll just cut these off a bit sooner. Because yeah, starting from episode 4, there are less, you know, part 1, part 2, part 3s. So maybe they just decided, like, okay, we're gonna end things here. Which I don't know. It feels like this was like setting something up, but it doesn't feel like a conclusion. If that makes sense to me.
If that makes sense to me.
Sorry, it's because like Grammarly started got like a Grammarly ad as I was trying loading up the playlist to check this stuff.
I
And
love that
I
your
was
reasoning
distracted.
starts out with
I was
Grammarly.
distracted by the audio from Grammarly as well, from like the Grammarly ad, but still trying to keep at the flow of conversation because they want to like zone out and be like,
I just appreciate the idea of you getting your grammar wrong because of Grammarly.
yeah, they're not helping themselves, are they?
No, not really.
Yeah, there's one of the things where like they're advertising using AI now to help with writing. It's
Yeah,
like I'm doing fine on my own, thanks.
You're right. No, I mentioned this the other day. Not on the stream. I mentioned in the Butter Bunch chat a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. There's this ad for like some sound for like voiceover and song AI. I forget what it's called. And in it they have a voiceover talking about how great it is. And then it's like, so you can get like free voiceovers. That's right, like me. And I'm like, bro, I didn't even know this was an AI speaking. I hate this.
Yeah, like they've pulled that trick a lot. So I probably would have been like, okay, I can see where they would be going with this one. There's like a you know, like a radio program about AI that's happened over here, and they started they did actually hire a narrator for this, but they actually put like an AI voice for the same narrator to imitate them at the beginning, and then afterwards shifted over. So it's like, in case you think this is not the thing, you know, I myself am an AI right now.
Sure.
But this one scene,
I will say it was it I think I have seen some ads at this point that have had noticeably AI voices, then they don't market it, right? They're a completely different thing. It's just they're using an AI voice. And it's like, man, I love how this is so obviously not a human reading the script.
And meanwhile, now we've got to the point where some people are are DMing some of our friends for that for their shows and saying like, oh well, not to not to try and rat someone out, but I think this person is using AI, and it happens to be someone that we've known
Right, and
for
it's
years.
not.
and
It's a
it's not.
completely normal person.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe AI does. Maybe it's not just that AI sounds like humans now; it's that humans sound like AI to people.
No, right? And it's I think it is a weird thing that I've noticed with so that's a thing that a lot of artists I've noticed have complained about because now there's telltale signs to see what looks like AI. And sometimes an art piece made by a human will have those because you have to be in mind it's all made from theft of those people's art. And
Yeah.
so whenever you have actual art using those telltale signs, and it's like, no, guys, I really didn't. I
Yeah,
swear.
I really did draw too many fingers.
Right? I'm just bad with hands, guys.
Oh my goodness, yeah. It's like when I got I almost got in trouble one time for like when I like submitted an essay for class. Well, I say submitted, I handed it in. It was like a physical hand in thing because of I was still in secondary school, so they still did printouts. And one of the like the notes was, you have to put things into your own words. Like, I did. What do you mean?
Yeah,
I just have fancy vocabulary when I'm writing stuff, okay? And everyone can vouch for that now because you've all seen stuff that's written by me.
so true. No, that's another one, funny enough. A lot of video essayists, right? You'll get a lot of comments now where it's like, oh, you use this word a lot. And it's like, have you ever thought that maybe they're just neurodivergent like a word and also have big brain?
I mean, if you're not neurodivergent, you can still have repeated patterns. Like I say the word indeed a lot.
Sure.
So that's something I started to try and stop doing in my own scripts. It's sort of like the IC for Aphmau, or what was Aiden's one? It's like one that Aiden really didn't like. Oh, you
As
good.
you
That was
know.
it. Well, as you know, it's just terrible for anyone ever in the history of all of humanity. No, but I mean, like Aiden specifically used to say "you good" a lot in scripts, and now when he hears it back and like the old episodes, when we watch like old episodes back, he's like, please no. So yeah, there's a comment in this video that says, "I actually love Tanya. Res is horrible, but I still love her." This is like Tanya's least horrible episode. You still think she's working some sort of angle because we don't trust the character, and that makes sense. But as far as this goes, not really like Tanya at her worst, let's say. Also, I like how there's two separate comments. One of them says Lauren Lopez in the tied up shirt, the cutest person ever. Another person says Brian is the cutest person ever to all the face of the earth. I can't handle it. This really is just the Starkid families in a nutshell. Everyone has their favorites, and they're constantly like everything they do just sanctified. The 2000 was going on to be a teenager. Yeah, the comments are gems in their own right. But yeah, this episode for me was that was how I can describe it.
Sure. I think we should do
Blew the load too up with like the musical executive, I suppose, at the beginning of, but it was like wanting to sign them. They probably should have like left that for a bit later rather than like, oh yeah, right at the beginning we're gonna have them like get that offer, because then it feels like the whatever stakes they try to add now not really going to be as effective. Like, oh, you've got merch, fantastic. We almost had a record deal. Like,
oh yeah.
yeah.
I got to thinking though whenever you mentioned that. Oh, you know how YouTubers have like, well, this isn't nearly as much nowadays due to the rampant bots, but back in the day, there used to be a lot of like reading my comments reading your comments videos, and they would go through their comment section. What if we did that, but for Starkid comments?
Oh, now there's an idea. that probably would be like a pre-recorded video and do like a stream of it, but
Yeah.
that would that would be fun. Yeah, kind of like in the same vein as like the Dragon Hat videos, like voice actors read comments or something.
Yeah, I
You
think that could be
those
a lot of
Gorith in
fun.
App News Chanli.
God, no. There's this. I can never remember the name. They just show up in my recommendeds, and I never think to remember their name. But it's this funny little dude who shows up sometimes, and he has an accent. I want to say British, but I don't think it's actually British. I think it's like American pretending to be British. It's fancy accent, I guess. Think fancy accent.
Oh, so
And-
someone talking like this, mate? Like that kind of thing.
Kind of, except without the mate. And they're
Oh.
reading like blog posts and stuff. Like one really popular one is is how to beat like an archaeologist. I don't know if anyone's seen that one, but it's like, oh, I would never trust an archaeologist or whatever. I you know, how to defend yours, right? And the whole thing is I would show them this really fancy rock and they'd get so impressed and they'd start coming over, and the punchline is like, and then when they get really close, because it's like a rock made of like it's like a fancy knife or something, and it's like, and he's like, and whenever they get really close, I pull out my bat and kill them because they're archaeologists and can't see anything but rocks.
That sounds like a one topic at a time thing or something. Okay. There's someone says it's fun to say pretty like squiggly. There's another word, but I can't remember it on the spot. I mean, okay, that's fair. You know, whoever's out there right now is you know, they're getting soaked currently. I hope they managed to find a place to get shelter that wasn't here. Okay. I think that's it. There's not really much else to add about this episode because not much else happened.
You know, I think Bond's gotten far too comfortable with getting sassy in chat. I'll have you know, this is like the second or third time he's done that. You know, he did the same thing during my Desolate Hope stream. He's like, oh, this game's boring. It's the same thing. It's too repetitive. And I was like, well, so is FNAF 1. And he's like, no, boo. Wake me up when something happens. I'm going to go play FNAF 1. It's like, man. Oh, well. Hold on. Has chat broke? Hold on. Nope, I'm looking at, okay. Am I getting to you, BB? Yeah, you hurt my feeling. I'm really glad Jacob didn't join in during that specific section. I'm pretty sure he crashed, by the way, because I went back and checked like the stream. Yeah, so I was like, oh, did my internet crash there? No, Jacob's internet crashed there. Jacob doesn't care, BB. Ooh, woo. Abby says bye. No, Abby, don't leave. I am all alone. Oh no, Jacob, I froze. Quick, do the outro. To a bub. It's not backwards talk. This isn't pre-edited. I'm on my phone. I heard it. Yes, sure. Leave a like. Be sure subscribe. And check out some of our other content. Toodle pip. Jacob probably sends his regards.